Om Namo Dhanvantare Namaha. Namaste everyone. Jai Gurudev. Today I am here to tell you about kidney stones. So I'll be briefing you about it. In the end of the session, you can ask me any questions you have. You can put it in the chat box. First, we'll try to understand what is the functions of the kidney. You have been very well known the functions of the kidney, like it helps in expulsing the toxins from the body. That is the main function in the form of urine. With this, it will try to balance the electrolyte balance, which is very necessary for the normal functioning of the system, and this will be very helpful for the smooth functioning. This is more commonly known functions, but it has some other special functions which kidney does, like uh, hemostasis. That means it maintains the fluid balance in the system, and erythropoiesis, that is formation of RBCs. Lifespan of RBCs is just 90 days. So new RBCs has to be formed. That function is done by kidney. And activation of vitamin D. It releases calcitrol, which helps in activation of the vitamin D, which is very necessary, and absorption and reabsorption of the calcium also happens with this. And it releases renin. Renin, which helps in maintaining the elasticity of the arteries, wherein the proper volume of fluid can rush into the system. This helps in maintaining the blood pressure also. So such an important function is kidney, and it removes the toxins in the form of urine, which is called as Mutra in Ayurveda. So Mutra is also three malas. It is one of the three malas which we excrete from our system, and its function is told to be as Kleda Vahana. Mutrastu Kleda Vahana. Kleda is the moisture required in the system for the proper functioning of all the organs. That excessive Kleda water is there, which will be thrown out through the kidneys. Uh, so there are many conditions which can impact the kidney. You can understand how important its functions are. So the conditions affecting it can be hampering the system. Mostly we can see polycystic kidneys, albuminuria, like that there are different conditions, but the most commonest form of it is the kidney stones. Kidney stone is called as Ashmari in Ayurveda. Ashma means a stone, Ari means enemy. So if there is Ashmari in the system, it can trouble you like an enemy, and it is also given a simile like it can trouble you like Yama. That much of problems it can create in the system. So when we get a view of this kidney stone, we need to think in different levels, like what are the causes, how it is formed, and how we can prevent it. All these things has to know. First, when we come to know the causes, the causes of it is mainly high protein intake. High protein intake is the cause of it, and we are more worried about the taste we give for the tongue than what the body struggles to expel it out. In that way, we take more of junk food, canned food, carbonated drinks. This all put in a pressure on the kidneys. The incidence of kidney stone is such that 1 in 10 people are affected with it, and mostly males are affected with it. Maybe because of the reason that they do more exertional work, and now otherwise they're not doing more exertional work. Both the reasons can be causes of it. And another important reason for it is Vegadharana, what we call in Ayurveda. That is suppressing the urge of urination. So whenever you have the urge of it, You have to void it out, should not suppress the urge of urination. This can lead to accumulation and sedimentation, leading into stone formation. And it is more common in the places where the climate is too hot. When there is too hot, the people perspire a lot, and if they don't balance with the fluid intake, this leads to the formation of it. Smoking is also another reason which is causing kidney stones. And people who are working in places wherein they exposed to dust, and people working in charcoal industries, those things also affect it. And deficiency of vitamin A is also a cause of it. And dehydration when there is a lot of fluid loss, it also causes this. And use of antacids, repeated use of antacids and certain other medications also causes kidney stones. The last reason would be the family history. When there is a family history of kidney stones, then people can get affected with it. These are the causes. So because of these causes, we say according to Ayurveda, there will be vitiation of Kapha dosha and Vata dosha. This helps in, what do you say, Vata dosha brings in more of dryness in the system, and the sedimented Kapha can become hard formation of the stones. So in allopathy, what we say it as the sedimentation of the salt only form into the stone. The formation of the stone can be as small as 1 mm, 2 mm to bigger stones. If they are formed, the smaller form of it, they get flushed out with the urine, with the fluid intake, we take it. But if they are on the bigger sizes, obstructing, then it causes more problems with it. When we talk about the formation of the stones, there are different types of stone formation. We call it as Vataja Ashmari, Pittaja Ashmari, Kaphaja Ashmari, depending on which is the dosha predominant in that. Vataja Ashmari is more with the calcium oxalate stones, which is the most commonest form of it. Maybe I'll tell you in detail about it further when I come to Patya Patya. So Vataja Ashmari causes terrible pain. The pain will be so severe that the person will be biting his teeth. And the pain will be usually in the flank region, the sides of the body, and radiating towards the lower abdomen and genital region. The pain will be like that. If it is more Pittaja Ashmari, it is usually uric acid stones. Uric acid stones, when it is Pittaja Ashmari, it brings in lot of burning sensation in the system. Burning sensation, daha kind of a pain will be felt. If it is Kaphaja Ashmari, there is a kind of a heaviness in the system and stabbing kind of pain. So the most form of the stones are what I told you as the calcium oxalate stones or the uric acid stones, and rarely the amino acid stones which are formed. We have understood now what is the causes, what kind of it will be. Some of the symptoms which we feel when we have stones in the system is aruchi, means the taste will not be good, vomiting sensation will be there, excessive tiredness will be there. These are associated symptoms when you have the kidney stone. Now, we'll try to understand how we can prevent it, or if at all we are affected with it, how can we go on with the food changes, other things like that. Why we more stress on the cause is like causes, if you, the opposite of the causes is a prevention. If we call in Ayurveda as Nidana Parivarjana. Nidana is the cause, the opposite of it, the Parivarjana is what to be followed. In this sense, we'll go to has to be taken. Patya, apatya. What we have to eat. Apatya is what we should not take when there is susceptibility towards this kidney stone formation, or they're affected with the kidney stone, or which are in smaller in sizes. Okay. When we come to calcium oxalate kind of stones, we should avoid taking palak greens, which is extensively used. Tomatoes, tomatoes are not good. Chiku, cashews, these has to be avoided. Cucumber is also one thing which can bring in stone formation, which is calcium oxalate kind of it. When we come to uric acid kind of it, more rich purine diet one or the protein diet one we should not take, like gobi, uh, mushrooms, pumpkin, non-vegetarian food, fish. These are the things which has to be avoided when it is susceptibility towards there with the uric acid stone. Usually what happens is the calcium oxalate stones are very irregular in the form of the stone. So if it grows into a bigger size and gets stuck in the ureter, there is a chances that there can cause laceration in the system, leading to urine, blood in the urine also. But uric acid stones are little smoother one, but obstruction causes further damage to the system, hydronephrosis, and all those things can happen because of the uric acid stone. Okay, so this is like which you should not take. So what you can take in plenty, which can help you in preventing these things. For that, we can go on with tender coconut water. Tender coconut water has the nutrients which is helping in preventing the formation of the stone and the disintegration of the stone, what it is there also. And another which is very good one is kulatha, horse gram, the soup made of horse gram. Maybe 3 spoons of horse gram. You can soak it overnight and add at least 3 to 4 glasses of water and boil it nicely. Strain it. That soup you can add little Saindava lavana to it and take it, which will be a very good one. Lemon is also a good. It's also good. It has citrate, which is help in prevention of the calcium oxalate kind of stones. So that also, lemon is also very good one. And pineapple juice. Pineapple juice is also good. Make sure that it is not very sour. So getting the sweet pineapple ones are good ones. And badam. Badam has calcium and magnesium in that, which helps in the prevention of the stones. It's also good. And banana stem. Banana stem, you can just cut into pieces, run in a mixie and strain out the juice and take it. It is also very good. Bananas are also to some extent is good in taking it. And corn silk. You know the corn, we call it as doda. The silk which is there, that silk taken out and put it in water and boiled and made it as a tea. Hmm? That is also like very good in helping the prevention of the stones. So now prevention is over. When it comes to medicine, Sri Sri Tattva has a range of medicines which helps in this kidney stone. Some like Chandra Prabhavati, Bokshuradi Gugulu, Yashti Madhu, Shatavari, Varunadi Kashaya, Punarnavarishta. Like there are many combination of medicines which can affect in the kidney stones, dissolving it and preventing it. But it has to be taken under the consultation of a doctor. So Sri Sri Tattva doctors will able to help you in figuring out what is your prakriti and what is that is the basic nature and what is the vikruti happening in the system. Based on the vikruti, which kind of medicine can be suitable for you will be guided by the doctors for you. So and somewhere or the other, any disturbance in the system has an impact because of mind, maybe because of the stressful life we are in, or we don't take care of our health, and extensive traveling. People are doing extensive traveling, not because of the corona, it has stopped a little bit. Otherwise, this irregular lifestyle and brings disturbance in the system. And we say any disturbance in the mind only has to come to the physical body. So to balance that, you have to practice Sudarshana Kriya, pranayama, which will be helping in balancing it from the mind level itself. And if you are little aware of asanas, there are certain asanas also which will be helping in preventing this kidney stones or helping in aiding health for you, like Sarvangasana, Mandukasana, Paschimottanasana. These asanas will help you. So you can, if you know it, you can just practice it. Even Dhanurasana is good, and regular walk and physical activity has to be there, and not excessive one. Ati Vyayama as is also a reason for the formation of the stone. So Ati Vyayama should not happen. Okay. Um, this is all I have to tell you about it. If you want any consultations, you can just pin into Shri Shri Tattva Facebook page, so that they will help you in guiding to get a consultation done, wherein it will be complete with your Prakriti, Vikruti, diet, medicine. It will be like a all-round balance of the system can be happen with it. Okay. If you have any doubts, anything regarding it, you can put it in the chat box. I'll try to answer it for you. Anything else you want to know about it? We are now available, like Sri Sri Tattva doctors are available for online consultations. They can guide you in many of these aspects. Maybe I think this session would have helped you in understanding more of the formation of it, what can be followed. These things would have helped you. Anything else you want to know about it also will be more helpful. Even carrots, which is what do you say, so rich in the vitamin A, is also helping in preventing it. Gallbladder stones, there is a precipitation of the bile juices happening in the gallbladder stones. Okay, so to some extent, with the flushing with the toxins, water intake, those things can be definitely followed, which will be helpful for you. In that way, it can be helpful. It is little different formation of it is happening with that. What is the best diet to be? As I told you, the question is what is the best diet to be taken for the kidney stones? As I told you, whatever it is good and not good. So whatever it is apachya, you can take it in minimal amount, not too much hogging on that. But whatever is good, that can be um, taken in plenty, so that it will not, it will be helpful for you. Okay. Every year stone forms. How to solve this problem? Usually, if there is repeated formation of the stones, then it should be like a family history is there. Otherwise, the lifestyle you are following is not very good. So, as I told you about the lifestyle changes which you can follow, try to follow it and see the changes. And definitely take consultation with Sri Sri Tattva doctors, which they can help you and tell you what regularly you can take on so that this doesn't happen to you also. Anytime it is, we have to give some time for ourselves, like let it be a physical activity or doing our kriya and pranayam, and the proper timing of the food, especially breakfast between 8 and 9, lunch 1 to 2, dinner as early as possible, 7:30, 8 at least. Delay in eating the dinners, which can put in strain on the system of digestion, also has a lot of impact on the system for us. Any other questions? What is the prime reason for the fermentation of it? The prime reason is that the sedimentation of the salts which is happening. That sedimentation is happening because you are not flushing out whatever you are eaten, which is in the form of a toxins, with the proper intake of fluids or water, or uh, uh, that is not passing a urine in the proper time. When you have the urge of the urination, you're holding it for some reason, like let me finish this meeting and go, or I don't want to go up now, so get up from the seat. I will finish this movie scene and then go. We usually tend to do that, stopping the urge for the urination, and then we go after some time. That also leads to the slowness of the urination, and things can cause in the sedimentation of the soil in the form of a stone. And other thing is, if the stones are small, as I told you, it can pass through the urine. But if the stones are bigger, it is a problem. Up to 6 mm of the kidney stones can be treated with the medicine. But if it is more bigger than that and obstructing the ureter, wherein there will be urine passage is only affected and blood is coming out uh, along with the urination, then we need to go for the uh, surgical procedures, because if you don't remove the stone, then it can cause into disturbing complete kidney functioning with hydronephrosis, fluid accumulations and all. So it has to be removed surgically if it is more than 6 mm and it is blocking in the ureter. Okay. How to take care of the kidney? If you follow all these procedures, what I have told, with pertaining to the cause, with pertaining to the food and the proper intake of fluids, maintaining the time of food, and proper regimen of your exercises and all, definitely not only the kidneys, all the other systems also can be functioning very well, because most of the diseases now are psychosomatic, or because of the lifestyle of our things which we are getting into these diseases now. Does any Prakriti people have kidney stones? See, if more Kapha Prakriti people not taking care of themselves can have the susceptibility to it, and Vata Prakriti people. But however, it is any Prakriti, they are not following it, because all those three doshas are required for us. Without Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the system can't work in. But there is imbalances causing in specific of these, because of our lifestyle and things, can bring in stone in any Prakriti people also. Any other questions you want to know? there are some like antacids and all when we are taking. Now it is a trend to take more antacids like Gelusil, Rantac, extensive of it, and some allopathy medicines also put into this formation of the stone. So maintain your lifestyle very well so that you will not get into these any of the conditions. And usually when it comes to food, now we become more specific and go towards the tongue a lot than what the body needs. That you need to be little cautious on so that um, mm, so that it will be helpful for us. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining this session. Jai Gurudev.